Hi there, Agnes here with my 154th Booktube video, and today I'll be giving you my thoughts on Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. Now, about a year or so ago I read the short story of the same name and really enjoyed it. I found it extremely moving and thought I'd try the full novel. So here we go. The novel is told from the point of view of Charlie Gordon, who works as a sweeper in a bakery and has an IQ of about 70. He's extremely happy with his lot, but does want to better himself and has found a centre to educate adults with learning difficulties, and there he's been taught how to read and write. And it just so happens his teacher knows some professors who are doing some research into increasing IQ and has put Charlie's name forward to them. And Charlie is given the option to go through a procedure to hopefully increase his intelligence. A process that they've already performed on a mouse called Algernon, who has exhibited increased intelligence and is indeed one smart mouse. Charlie agrees and is told to chronicle his experiences in a series of progress reports. And this book is a collection of those progress reports. The story is told purely through his penmanship, starting at the 3rd of March and finishing at the 21st of November. So the early days are before the procedure and full of spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, very basic sentence structure and very surface level responses to the situation that Charlie finds himself in. And due to the fact he can't remember too much, each progress report is quite short. However, the operation seems to be a success, and so he starts to develop. Each submission is a bit longer and becomes easier to read as he learns sentence structure and spelling and punctuation. And as Charlie's eyes are opened to the world around him, he sees how he's being treated by the people at work and by the doctors who are looking after him, as well as remembering how he was treated when he was small by his parents. And as he recalls more and more from a position of a greater intelligence, he understands more and more about what he went through and how he was treated and what actually happened, as opposed to how he perceived the events around him. So on a number of occasions I found this extremely moving, as Charlie realises that his friends aren't really his friends and that the relationships he has got are based on something quite different to what he expected. And of course, as Charlie changes, the relationships around him change as well, and how he is viewed and how he views himself. And of course, all is going reasonably smoothly for him until Algernon the mouse starts deteriorating, and Charlie soon realises that it won't be long before he too will return back to the Charlie Gordon he used to be. The writing is absolutely amazing. Written in the mid-1960s, Daniel Keyes' understanding of mental health and how society treats those who have mental health issues, learning difficulties, is so profound that his ideas are almost ahead of their time, even considered by today's standards. Now, of course, having been written back in the 1960s, there are certain terms that today could be considered to be rather offensive and have certainly fallen out of common usage. I have considered using them in this video, but I've decided against it. But needless to say, there's lots of terms for labelling somebody who is not as bright as everyone else, which were everyday terms at the time, but not at all acceptable now. And I'd say this is an extremely important book, not just to see how Charlie experiences the world, but also how he realises how his parents experience the world with a child with special needs, or coming to terms with the fact that they have a child with special needs, from denial, anger and self-destruction. Extremely moving, terrifically good, booktastic. So have you read Flowers for Algernon, or the short story equivalent? It's pretty much the same thing, but obviously this one gets to go a little bit deeper. Or would you pronounce it Flowers for Algernon? I've heard that as well. Comments below please, but as usual, if you've nothing nice to say then please keep it to yourself. And until next time, see you later.